Hello friends, today's video is really out there and kind of different. So I know some of you enjoy these talk sort of videos, and this one is really kind of out there. So in the last probably 2, 3 months, we've had family friends, friends of my husband stop by, family members, and one burning question on the tip of everybody's tongue is, can I get a tour of your stockpile? And for the last probably 2, 3 months, the answer has been no. This photo is very old. It's probably from like 2017, 18. It's old. And all of the stuff in this photo is probably, it's been donated, given away, or, whatever, it's part of a Christmas bundle, it's gone. And if you really are a couponer and are picking up this stuff, you know that half of this merchandise or how this stuff is packaged, they don't make Tide that way. And some of these products they don't sell anymore. But I don't really give a tour or put my stockpile on social media anymore, or like do that humble brag anymore. If I'm giving stuff to family and friends, I might show like a bag of stuff, but an actual tour of my stockpile has not happened in years. Why is that? Because the precedent of my stockpile in the past was I always shared with whomever. Even if it was like some distant friend of my husband's, I would make a bag. I don't care. But the game of couponing has changed where we don't get this stuff for free or cheap anymore. So if you were going to say, give a bunch to family or friends, you might not have it if you give it to said person half of your stuff. And how I used to give lavishly before, it's had to change just because the couponing game has changed. And before you can go in my basement and take God knows what, I mean, you have your prices right moment, that has to change because I genuinely can't get the deals like I used to anymore. Coupons for printables are almost impossible to use at a lot of stores around here. The deals, look what they've done at Walgreens the last 2 weeks with that Christmas booster instead of a booster. The game has gotten a bit tougher, and with Black Friday around, all three pharmacies have kind of banded to give us zero deals. So if you're doing something completely different, reselling, donating, whatever you're doing with your stockpile, it might look a little emptier. It might not look like this anymore. So what kind of a tour do you want? Because there's nothing there. In case you missed it last week, I made a video where I was talking about how the pharmacies, their Black Friday ads are next to nothing. And like, especially Rite Aid that used to give us 10 freebies, it's kind of dried out. And it's kind of sad too, in a way. But I really believe that it is smart to scale back. And I know people do not want to hear this, but this is your Aunt Rach just messing you up with the truth. If you are going to give everything away like your Pat Sajak, you might not have anything left in your stockpile when you really need that tube of toothpaste or some Tide to do your laundry if you're giving everything away nonstop. Because it seems like these pharmacies have kind of made a couple new rules on us. And if you look at the Black Friday ad, especially for Rite Aid, it's been leaked. It's not very good. And, I always throw this back on these people that just show up, and they might say, can I have a tour? This isn't a museum. You're here to see me or my husband, and we're not doing a tour. The answer is no, there's nothing down there. And if you were, say, a doll collector and you went over to your friend's house and they had a doll, and you'd say, okay, yeah, those two in the center, can I have them? I think most of us would rather die than ask a collector for their stuff. But it's interesting how an extreme couponer, we get, people think that we get everything for nothing, that this stuff is really nothing to us. Just take whatever you want. And maybe that was the precedent back in 2007 or 18 when I took this photo. But everything has changed so drastically, especially with the recession that we're in right now. So, with that being said, guys, I'm not giving tours of my stockpile. I don't want to be put in an awkward position where somebody's lusting after a bottle of Tide and they want it for free because that's how it's always been. Not happening anymore. However, if there are certain family members who I know they're in need and need help, I can always figure out a way to give a lot to them. And I'm still doing that to this day. I'm not saying to cut people off completely, but if you have like an aunt who shows up, or, your husband's hunting friend that shows up, once every 2 years or whatever, and they specifically want to see your stockpile. They're not offering you a cent of money, but they want this good old fashioned tour because they're so into your couponing, yet they never ask you any questions about the hobby, yet they want a tour of your stockpile. Be smart about it, and you have the option and right to say no. That's it for this video, guys. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.